There's a grieving period we go through when we start over, even when it's our choice. On the one hand, it's freedom, like a new beginning. But on the other, you can feel untethered and like you don't have anything to hold on to, especially if you're over 40 and the life you thought you'd be living by now isn't the one you find yourself in. I mean, this actually happened to me at age 35. Hi, I'm Diane Hatz. Welcome to Hearth Writes, where we talk about writing, creativity, and what it means to come home to yourself, especially in midlife when so much of what we once took for granted starts to shift. Today, I want to talk about starting over, and not just in a practical way, but deeper and more personal. Whether you're returning to writing after years away, or you're navigating a major life transition that's left you feeling a little untethered, this conversation's for you. Starting over is not about reinvention or fresh starts. It's about remembering and reclaiming parts of ourselves that never really left, but may have gone quiet. When I got into my 50s, I went through total career destruction. Someone I'd hired turned nearly the entire office against me, and I ended up being literally thrown out of my job and former life. All the work I'd done for 25 years was ripped apart and destroyed. And my job was my life. Whether that's good or bad, it was. So it was a kind of a death for me. It's taken me years to rebuild my life, and I'm still working on it. But because I'd lost everything, I was able to lose my fear around taking a huge leap into what I'd wanted to do for most of my life, which is fiction writing. I'm now 3 books in. There they are. And I'm getting ready to dive into my fourth. I find writing extremely healing. Even though my work is fiction, the main character, Alex, is based on my life, and it's been a way to process a lot of the pain I suffered through. Psychologists talk about something called narrative identity, which means we understand who we are through the stories we tell about ourselves. And that means we create our own reality by the stories we tell ourselves and others about who we are. Writing helps us look at those stories, reshape them, and sometimes even reimagine them. It's not to deny the past, but to carry it differently and to reshape it into something more positive. I call this reframing. Let's be honest, starting over in midlife can be challenging, and frankly, it can suck. I mean, there were times it really sucked. And for women especially, there's often this unspoken expectation that we should have everything all figured out. We're supposed to be settled and happy and be these super women. But real life and real growth doesn't work that way. So whether you're coming back to writing after decades or picking up a pen for the first time, you're here and you're ready to start shaping your new life. You sit at your desk with your new pen and notebook, and then the blank page stares back at you. You might hear yourself saying things like, what if I don't know what to say? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm the failure I was always made to feel that I was? But writing is not about performing. It's not about having all the answers or creating something perfect. Honestly, it's not even about writing a book. It's about showing up for yourself with honesty and curiosity. It's about giving space to the parts of you that have been buried under years of responsibility, caretaking, or simply surviving. Writing is the act of putting pen to paper and rediscovering yourself. If you need a little help figuring out how to start writing into your new life, here are 5 suggestions to help. See if any of these resonate with you. First, daily permission slips. Every morning, write a short note to yourself and give yourself permission for something you need that day. For example, today I give myself permission to not know what I want, or I give myself permission to not have the answers, or simply, I give myself permission to write without judgment. And if you're like me, there'll be days where you say, I give myself permission to watch the clouds float by. Because even though that downtime where you think you're wasting your life or your time, it's actually really important for just creativity and just relaxing from stress and just everything that you've been through. So second, rewrite the past to reclaim the present. Think of a moment from your past that still weighs on you. First, write it as you remember it, just noting the facts of what happened and how you remember the experience. Then Write it again, but this time from the perspective of you now, the one who survived it. What did you feel? What strengths did you show then? Even if no one, including yourself, saw them at the time, what have you learned from the experience? And then how do you feel now? How can you look back at it and find the good in what happened? And look, I'm not saying what happened to you will ever be good. It's bad. But there's strength and there's hope and there's tenacity that you can discover through getting through something painful. I call this reframing. I think other people do too. I didn't make that word up. Things happen to all of us, and some aren't good. But if you can look back on the experience and find something positive from it, you're healing and growing. So, with me, for example, I had a successful job in food advocacy and was established in my career, but I never really felt like I fit in or believed it was what I was supposed to be doing. But I'd had enough success that I wouldn't ever have had the courage to leap into something as scary as fiction writing, especially with the state of the publishing industry today and how AI is taking over everything. So by being forced out of my job, I had nothing to lose. And I realized there was no better time to take a risk and do what I'd always wanted to do. Now, rather than feel ashamed about what happened, I'm so proud of myself for having the courage to move into the life I've always wanted. That's rewriting the past. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done this or if you're trying to do this now. So, third thing you can do is journal. If you watch my videos, you know that journaling and meditation are two of my favorite things. They're probably what I think are the most helpful things, especially when you're recreating your life. And if you think about it, journaling actually is a form of meditation. So sitting with yourself is crucially important in order to find yourself. So how about once a week, you ask yourself, what parts of myself have I silenced? This could be something from that week or something from when you were younger. Sit into the question and feel it. Write without stopping for 10 or so minutes without editing or censoring. And if you watch my videos, you'll find that I say this a lot. This is an extremely, extremely helpful way to help you heal and also to spark your creativity, and it helps with your writing. So don't worry about your penmanship or what you're saying. Just let your subconscious come out and fill the page. Fourth, claim who you are. Choose 3 words that represent the version of you that you're stepping into. Maybe they're brave, curious, and steady, or honest, creative, and fun. Write them at the top of your journal page and write about how you're stepping into those characteristics. You can tape them on your bathroom mirror if you want, and feel free to change them every month, every week, or every day if you want. To give you a start, I've created a list of 100 possible characteristics you might want to try on. Click on the link in the description or the top comment that I have pinned below. Maybe put the whole list on your bathroom mirror, and when you are going to the bathroom in the morning and brushing your teeth, think about what 3 characteristics you're feeling that day. So fifth is the spark jar. Take a small jar or a pretty box that you can decorate and fill it with slips of paper that each offer a prompt like write a letter to your future self, or describe the life you're building, or start a new story that begins today. When you're feeling stuck or unsure where to begin, pull one out. More prompt ideas include things like, what have I outgrown? But what am I still holding on to? Or write a letter to a past version of yourself who really needed support and give her the love that she didn't get back then. You could write about the truth that you're ready to tell today. So I've listed some additional prompts and those prompts that I just mentioned below in the description, but I've also added them, more of them, to the word chart download that I just talked about. That the link is below. So I know this is a first step to a new life, but all you can do is put one foot in front of the other and take this all slow and don't overwhelm yourself. It can suck. It really can. And I'm so sorry if you're going through it. I'm still coming out of it myself, and I have my up days and my down days. And I'm learning on the down days, just go for a walk, sit outside, be with myself, get to know myself better. Millions of women in midlife are where you are. So thanks for being here today. Starting over, like I said, it's not easy. It can be disorienting and it can be uncomfortable, but it's not a sign of failure. It's exactly the opposite. It's a sign of strength and proof that you're still growing and that you haven't given up on yourself. Please never give up on yourself. You can begin all of this with just a pen and a piece of paper. As I said, I'm still getting my life together, so you're not alone. Let's do this together. Drop a comment and let me know how you're feeling and how it's working or not working for you. Thank you so much and hope to see you again next time.